world of photography is no stranger to speculation, especially when it comes to rumored camera releases from major brands like Nikon. One of the most talked about topics recently is the mysterious Nikon ZFR. This rumored camera has ignited a wave of excitement, curiosity, and skepticism within the photography community. Described by some as a high-resolution, retro-inspired follow-up to the popular Nikon ZF, the Nikon ZFR is said to combine nostalgic design cues with cutting-edge technology. However, despite all the buzz, recent reports have raised serious doubts about whether the ZFR is a real product or merely a fabrication of internet hype. In this article, we'll take a deep dive into the Nikon ZFR rumors, examining the supposed specifications, release timeline, and the controversy surrounding its existence. The Nikon ZFR first started appearing in online forums and camera rumor sites as a possible successor to the Nikon ZF, a mirrorless camera that captured attention for its classic aesthetics and modern performance. The ZF's design was heavily inspired by Nikon's film-era SLRs, featuring mechanical dials and a sleek, compact body that evoked a strong sense of nostalgia. It resonated with photographers who appreciated the tactile experience of analog-style controls paired with the convenience and speed of digital technology. However, the ZF wasn't without flaws. Its ergonomics were a point of contention. The slim grip made it uncomfortable for extended shooting sessions, and the camera's burst shooting speed, capped at 10 frames per second, fell short for those shooting action or wildlife. Enter the Nikon ZFR, at least in rumor form. According to early leaks, the ZFR is being developed as a high-resolution version of the ZF, aiming to address its shortcomings while introducing more professional-grade features. At the center of the speculation is the claim that the Nikon ZFR will feature a 60-megapixel full-frame sensor, a significant upgrade from the ZF's lower-resolution chip. If true, this would place the ZFR in direct competition with other high-resolution mirrorless giants such as the Sony A7RV and the Canon EOS R5. These cameras are beloved by landscape, portrait, and studio photographers who prioritize resolution and detail over speed, making the ZFR an intriguing proposition for the same market. But the potential enhancements don't stop at resolution. Some rumors have suggested that the Nikon ZFR could also support advanced features like 16-bit RAW recording, a capability currently reserved for medium-format cameras such as the Fujifilm GFX102 and the Hasselblad X2D100C. If Nikon were to implement true 16-bit RAW in a full-frame mirrorless body, it would mark a significant technological leap. Greater bit depth means more dynamic range and color accuracy, especially valuable for professional photographers working in high-end commercial, fashion, or fine art applications. However, this particular claim has been met with considerable skepticism. Currently, even flagship full-frame models like the Sony A7RV and Sigma FPL, which also use high-resolution sensors, are limited to 10-bit or 14-bit recording. Achieving true 16-bit output would likely require an entirely new sensor architecture, something Nikon has not hinted at developing. Without confirmation or any evidence of such a breakthrough, it's hard to take this claim at face value. As a result, many industry watchers view the 16-bit RAW rumor as overly optimistic, if not entirely unrealistic. The Nikon ZFR is also rumored to offer robust video capabilities, possibly including 8K recording, a feature that has become increasingly common in high-end mirrorless systems. Cameras like the Nikon Z8 and Canon EOS R5 already offer 8K capture, catering to hybrid creators who demand high-resolution stills and cinematic video in a single package. If the ZFR does indeed include 8K, it would attract a wide range of creatives, especially those producing content for large displays or who need the flexibility to crop video footage during editing. That said, 8K recording presents major challenges, particularly when it comes to heat dissipation. Packing such power into a retro-styled, compact body like the ZFR's would require smart engineering. Overheating has plagued many early 8K-capable cameras, and unless Nikon implements a sophisticated cooling system or heat management solution, the feature could be more of a liability than an asset. There's also the question of practicality. While 8K is impressive on paper, most content creators still deliver in 4K or even 1080p, and the file sizes and hardware requirements for editing 8K are steep. A more measured approach, offering 8K as an optional mode rather than a central feature, could strike a better balance between performance and usability. Another important consideration is price. If the Nikon ZFR really includes a 60-megapixel sensor, 8K video capabilities, and a premium retro build, it won't come cheap. Industry estimates suggest a price point between $3,000 and $4,000, positioning it alongside the Sony A7RV and Canon EOS R5, both well established in the high-end mirrorless space. At that level, Nikon would be targeting advanced enthusiasts and professionals who demand top-tier image quality and advanced features, not casual hobbyists. For context, the Nikon Z7 II, with a 45.7 megapixel sensor, currently retails around $3,000. A bump in price for the ZFR wouldn't be surprising, but it would place the camera under intense scrutiny. If the ZFR fails to deliver on headline features like 16-bit RAW or class-leading autofocus, photographers may gravitate toward more established alternatives that offer better value. Then there's the matter of the ZFR's release date, or lack thereof. Current speculation points to a possible launch window in late 2026 or early 2027. That's still a long way off, suggesting the camera, if it exists, is likely in early development or testing stages. Nikon is known for taking its time with major product releases, often favoring refinement over rushing to market. This deliberate pace lends some credibility to the long timeline, but it also raises questions about the accuracy of current leaks. A product that's more than 2 years away is likely to undergo many changes, and details shared now may not reflect what's ultimately released. The controversy deepens when you consider the source of the Nikon ZFR rumors. Some reports have traced the story back to a questionable website with a history of spreading unverified or misleading information. This has led many in the camera community to label the ZFR a fabrication, fake news designed to stir up excitement without any basis in reality. The absence of tangible leaks, such as product images, prototype sightings, or trademark filings, further undermines the ZFR's credibility. While the idea of a retro-inspired high-resolution Nikon camera is appealing, so far there's no concrete evidence to suggest the ZFR is more than a concept floating around in rumor circles. That's not to say Nikon isn't working on something interesting. The success of the Nikon ZF showed there's real demand for cameras that marry classic design with modern performance. A higher-end model in the same design language would make sense as a logical next step, especially for photographers who crave image quality but don't need blazing speed. If Nikon were to release a ZFR with improved grip ergonomics, a high-resolution sensor, solid video features, and reliable autofocus, it could fill a niche that competitors have largely ignored, a retro-styled powerhouse for serious still shooters. But turning this idea into a successful product would require Nikon to overcome several challenges. First, they would need to refine the camera's handling to address the ergonomic shortcomings of the ZF. Second, they would need to implement robust heat management for video features like 8K, without compromising the compact design. And finally, they would have to offer compelling performance that justifies a premium price, be it through class-leading resolution, color science, or innovative software tools. Until Nikon officially confirms the ZFR, all of this remains speculative. The Nikon ZFR is a compelling concept, and it aligns well with the brand's recent strategy of blending heritage with innovation. But as of now, it's still just a rumor, a fascinating case study in how the camera community reacts to whispers of what might be. Whether the Nikon ZFR becomes a real product or fades away as another unsubstantiated leak, it highlights the enduring passion photographers have for tools that inspire creativity and push boundaries. So, what do you think? Is the Nikon ZFR a glimpse of what's to come, or simply a fantasy born from wishful thinking? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.